The Galactic Council chamber hummed with the voices of 400 civilizations. Ambassador Vree of the Keth Dominion tapped his secondary claw against the crystalline table, staring at the empty seat marked with a blue marble insignia. Again. The third consecutive cycle. The humans had missed another summit. Typical, muttered Delegate Sara of the Plyan Federation, her bioluminescent skin flickering with irritation. They received the transmission. Their world acknowledged it. And yet. Nothing. Supreme Arbiter Zahn floated at the head of the chamber, his translucent body pulsing with dim frustration. He had governed the council for 600 years. In all that time, no species had ever simply, not shown up. Remove the human seat, Vree suggested flatly. They clearly have no interest in galactic civilization. Let them rot on their little blue rock. The chamber murmured in agreement. Zahn hesitated. Something about the humans made him uneasy. Not their absence, but the reason for it. Every probe sent toward Earth in the last 40 years had stopped transmitting. Not destroyed. Not jammed. Just, silent. He raised a tentacle. We wait one more cycle. 40 light-years away, Admiral James Harlow stood on the bridge of the UES Defiance and watched 300 engineers weld the final armor plates onto the hull of mankind's newest dreadnought. He sipped cold coffee. He hadn't slept in 30 hours. Earth had received every galactic invitation. Every single one. General Secretary Diane Mercer had read them all personally, translated them, analyzed them, and then locked them in a classified vault. Because Earth had a problem. 17 years ago, a deep space relay station near Jupiter had intercepted something that wasn't an invitation. It was a conversation, encrypted, arrogant, between the Keth Dominion and the Plyan Federation. A casual discussion about resource allocation. About which inhabited worlds were worth preserving after the coming expansion. Earth was listed under Category 4, Primitive. Negligible resistance. Low extraction cost. Diane Mercer had read that file in her office on a Tuesday morning. She had set down her coffee. She had not panicked. She had called the Joint Chiefs. And for 17 years, Earth had smiled at the galaxy's invitations, said nothing, and built. The alert came at 0300 hours, Council Standard Time. Arbiter Zahn was reviewing trade disputes when his aide burst through the chamber doors, tentacles flailing. Supreme Arbiter, long-range sensors. The holoscreen erupted with data. 1,000 ships had just dropped out of faster-than-light travel in a perfect defensive ring around the third planet of the Sol system. The formation was flawless, layered, interlocking, frighteningly disciplined. Every vessel was dark gray, angular, and enormous. Each one radiated a power signature that made the Keth's finest warships look like fishing boats. The chamber fell absolutely silent. Vree stood up slowly. His claws stopped tapping. That's Earth. The ships weren't moving. They weren't threatening anyone. They simply sat there in orbit, 1,000 iron fists wrapped around a single blue world, and waited. Then the humans spoke. A single channel opened across every galactic frequency simultaneously. The voice was calm, unhurried, and carried the specific tone of someone who has already calculated every possible response to whatever you might say next. This is General Secretary Diane Mercer of the United Earth Government. We apologize for missing your recent meetings. We were busy. A pause. We have reviewed the Keth-Plyan expansion accords of 17 years ago. Specifically, Appendix 7, Section 4, the one that categorizes inhabited worlds by extraction value. We found our listing. Another pause. Longer this time. We'd like to renegotiate our category. In the council chamber, nobody breathed. Vree slowly sat back down. Arbiter Zahn composed himself. He had governed 600 years. He was not going to be rattled by one species with good shipbuilding. He opened a response channel. General Secretary Mercer, he said carefully, the Council acknowledges your arrival. We would be pleased to welcome humanity to its first official summit. Diane Mercer's reply came immediately. Wonderful. We'll send one ship. The other 999 will stay home. They make us feel safe. Zahn closed the channel. He looked around at 400 civilizations, all staring back at him with wide, frightened eyes. He made a quiet decision. He pulled out the Expansion Accords document. He deleted Category 4 entirely. Humanity hadn't asked for a seat at the table. They'd arrived with enough firepower to build their own, and were polite enough not to mention it.